Governor Whitman, with all of your experience on environmental issues, what concerns you the most about high-risk facilities like chemical plants and oil refineries across the country and here in New Jersey?
Right after 9/11, we at EPA worked with the water utilities to harden them as targets, and we tried to do the same with the chemical industry, and they just pushed back and fought us. And even though the Chemical Industry Association eventually established guidelines for their members, what I kept saying to them is, look, not every chemical facility is a member of your council, and therefore you're causing your council members to spend money to protect themselves and protect the people more. But you've got these outliers who are not, and if anything happens anywhere at a chemical facility, everybody gets blamed. So we just want to take their regulations, the things that they had imposed on their own members, and put it into federal law, and they wanted nothing to do with it. Now has been some action at the federal level, and Senator Lautenberg was a big proponent of stiffer regulations on chemical site security, if for no other reason than to make sure that they separated out their most volatile chemicals, that they were constantly looking for replacement chemicals that were less problematic, which they can find, and they do when they put a little effort into it.
What is the regulatory process that exists today, and where are the deficiencies, do you think?
Well, I mean, it's still a legislation. While it has been passed, it hasn't come into effect yet fully. And so what we don't have is we don't have this requirement that, yes, you should be looking for alternative chemicals, alternative processes to do what you need to do, so you're not putting people at risk. You've got to let, something we did here in New Jersey back when I first became governor, because we had an incident at a facility that housed a bunch of chemicals, and it became immediately apparent that the first responders had no idea what chemicals were there nor where they were stored.
Here in New Jersey, there are an estimated 100 facilities that use hazardous chemicals in large quantities. Are people living in the areas of these facilities adequately informed, do you think, about the dangers?
Well, New Jersey's been ahead of the game. New Jersey has continued to improve on hardening those as targets, to trying to make the companies be more responsible. And so we're in a better place than many. But you look at West Texas, where it was fertilizer that was combustible, it blew up, and how many people were killed out there? A whole number of people. The whole town had to be evacuated, and you see it all the time when trucks derail or trains derail carrying a lot of chemicals, that you have towns that have to be evacuated because of the hazard in the air.
You submitted comments to the EPA administrator. Mm-hmm. What did you ask to be done?
I've asked for them to, I didn't think their original proposal was quite strong enough. I urged the administration to get behind what they had proposed and to be as strong as they could with the Congress to get it done. Unfortunately, what you see now in Congress is the politics coming into it, that sort of anything that the administration or EPA wants to do, the Republican side of the aisle doesn't want to touch. And this is one of those instances where you say, this is not about partisan politics, this is policy and people. This administration has taken a much tougher stance on it than we saw before in the previous administration. There's no question about that. The chemical industry is still pushing back against too much in the way of regulation. And as I say, I think it's too bad, because for their members, the big companies, they're spending the money to do this. They are doing the right thing. A lot of them are doing the right thing, but it doesn't take much. It only takes one, and they can be just a mom and pop to cast a shadow over the entire industry.
Governor Whitman, this is certainly an issue that continues to deserve all of our attention.
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much for your insight.